Don't mess with the cold turkey. The first time I tried to come off alcohol, I remember it so clearly. It's over 20 years ago now. I was still in the Met Police. I thought, I've got to stop this. I've got to try and get myself off the booze. I didn't know what would follow. I had no idea that the consequences of just stopping were. But I had an idea I was feeling well. So I travelled up from London to the northeast where my parents were. Oh, my dad's quite strict. My idea was to stop with them for about a week and come off the booze. I remember taking a couple of bottles in my bag just in case. That was my just in case supply, just a couple of bottles. I thought, well, how am I going to go from like 20 pints to nothing, you know? I thought, I've got to do it. Got to try. Got there Sunday night. I hadn't made an appointment until the Tuesday to see their local doctor, so I had the Monday. And got in the morning, I felt horrendous, really pretty rough and tired, anxious, a bit nervous and such like. I was like a cat on hot bricks actually. And I said, what are you going to do today then? I thought, I don't really feel like doing much, but I'll go down to town. It's quite a warm day. And I remember walking down the town. It was down a bit of a bank. It's called Morpeth in Northumberland. It was quite a warm day for the northeast, to be fair. I remember feeling a little bit out of sorts. And the further I got down the mountain, it was about maybe half a mile from their house by this time. I started to feel extremely, well, I can only describe it as very strange. So I wasn't present. I've been feeling rough all morning, mate. Hadn't had much breakfast. You know, it's like when you stay with parents, when douse with lots of food. I couldn't eat much. I hadn't been eating a lot really anyway, because I've still been relying on the drink, even though I was still functioning at work and things. Anyway, I got a bit further down the road. And I started to feel myself get very faint. I remember seeing a woman in the distance walking towards me with a shopping bag. And there's some houses on my left that had very small gardens with bricks diagonally placed in the garden. And I started to shake. I stood there and started to shake, and I tried to move a couple of steps. And I fell backwards. And under these bricks, and she came up and she said, well, just stay where you are. I said, no, I can't do that. I tried. You know, when you fall over like that, you want to try and stand up and be normal again, don't you? I tried to stand up, kept falling back, it hurt my back on these bricks and diagonally. I still feel the pain now. And she tried to keep me down. I just kept getting up, and there was a couple of big lads and some scaffolding opposite. They came over and they held me down, basically. Oh, Jesus, I'm in a mess here. And somebody called an ambulance. An ambulance crew arrived pretty quick, because there was an ambulance office, or ambulance crew base nearby. And they got me in the back of the ambulance and said, you must go to hospital. And I was very frightened by all this at the time. Got in the back of the ambulance. I thought, no, I'm not doing this. I can't do this. I can't go to hospital. I was just adamant I wasn't going to go to hospital. I'd never really been ill in my life, you see. Now, I sat in the ambulance and said, well, we're going to take you. I said, there's no way. I said, I'm a police officer in the Met, you know, usual. I know the law. And he said, well, the only way you can get out of this is by signing a disclaimer. So I said, yeah, do that. And the wrong my father come pick me up. I stood against the wall of a house then. I still felt faint. It must be about 3:30 by this time. And the father came down. By that time, the ambulance crew left, because they're busy people, as we all are. And everyone else disappeared. So he picked me up, went back to their house. I said, what happened? I said, oh, I just didn't feel well. I didn't tell them the full story, obviously. I was so frightened to go into the hospital. I said, can you just take me back to the house? So I sat in the house, have a cup of tea. I hardly hold a cup of tea. So when they weren't looking, I just poured into a plant or something. And I sat on the sofa for about an hour and a half. I said, I felt really, really out of place. And I hadn't had any alcohol for about 24 hours by then. Maybe a little bit less. I had a few on the Sunday night. But it's the longest time I've been without alcohol for years. So I started to stand up, and I felt really dizzy again when they were out of the room, and I thought, oh God. So I called my father and I said, I feel really unwell, can you take me to the local hospital? He said, yeah. I said, it's going to be quite busy. It's just rush hour. There's not much of a rush hour. I was so busy. 5:30. So I remember standing up in the lounge and getting into the car, an old Rover, white car, was a really reliable car, good car. Had the seat pushed back, so I could talk. Got in the car, and the next thing I remember is waking up in a hospital. I don't know how much longer after that was, with the doctors all around me, basically, and apparently I had a seizure. Now I didn't know it. I was so frightened then. But they said to me that you can't just give up alcohol like that, and I thought, well, obviously not. So I felt a bit safer in the hospital. Anyway, they just said, well, you need to see your doctor. And I said, well, I've got an appointment with the doctor tomorrow morning. Okay, well, take this Valium, and this will do you for a night. I thought, well, that's a bit strange, but you can go home. I thought, I'd go home. But funny enough, when I came out of the seizure, I felt quite okay in a way. I could think more clearly. And so my dad took me home. Then I basically just had a bit of cheese and toast, I think it was. But it was I went to bed. But the next day I felt even worse. So I managed to get me in the car, and I was shaking quite badly. So I had to hold up my mother to get into the doctors. I sit down, I went in with my father to see the doctor. An older doctor, slightly older doctor than me. And she's very good. My dad was ranting on about, oh, he's just drinking too much, he's drunk. She told him to go out of the room. Anyway, she said, you know you shouldn't stop without continuing drinking to some degree or medication. I said, well, I wasn't sure about that. I said, I'm so pleased I'm here. So she said, I'm going to give you something called diazepam, but you have to take it under supervision. I thought, oh, that's not good. But with your parents, so you can, for a few days, they'll be administered. I thought, well, must be serious stuff. Anyway, so I'm going to get you a little, like a leaflet thing. It was actually just a printed sheet of how you can take these pills. And she opened the old drawer. There must be about 100 of these sheets. And I said, wow, there's a lot of sheets in there. You don't use many of them, so we use them every day. So you'd be surprised how many people have got alcohol issues. So I got the sheets, went home, still feel rough, so I thought I'm just going to go to bed. So I had a couple of these diazepam. I slept all day. Woke up feeling terrible. So you administered these tablets every 6 hours, 2 or 3. I can't remember exactly how many there were. And then I started to feel a little bit better. After about 3 days, I felt I can actually maybe eat something now. And it was like so good to feel much better for about 7 days' time. And after that week or so, I was pretty much back to normal. I think, well, these are magic, these. And I started with the drink. Went back to London, got the train back. And I felt a different person. Totally more lucid, more aware of just everything. And my mind was clear, and I didn't have this compulsion to drink or anything. I managed to stay off the booze after that session of diazepam for quite a while. But it's so dangerous to give up, because I was told later that I could have died from that seizure. And I must have had a mini seizure when I was still quite okay when I fell down on the roadside. And then obviously when I was on my phone, I completely blacked out. And I said, how do you manage to get me in the hospital? So I had to go and get the porters to carry me in. I would be in a chair or something. But the whole incident frightened the death out of me, but it still didn't stop me drinking. So beware, folks, beware. It's a nasty illness, this, and catch it with any point. And then I started relapsing. I got into such a mess that there's plenty of videos about that later on. But this is just an insight into how dangerous it can be on cold turkey. And it was absolutely horrific. I've got a lot of videos out there. We're nearly up to 15,000 subscribers, which is amazing. And the channel's doing quite well. There's lots of people got alcohol issues. Lots of people on the channel can comment and do comment often. Lots of experiences. If you want to tune in, please do like and subscribe to the videos. I also do one-to-one mentoring and support. There's links to all of these things in the description part of the video. I've got an ebook out as well, and I've got a WhatsApp group. There's loads going on. So if you have difficulties with alcohol, get in touch, and I'll speak to you soon.